Hello, everyone. Welcome. I want to welcome everyone for the forum. Before handling the mic to Ms. Vasavi, I would like to give a short introduction. I hope I'm clearly audible.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. So, Vasavi is a child psychologist and she's had over 10 years of experience in psychology, education, and leadership. She is also an academic leader dedicated to fostering emotional wellness and holistic learning. She holds advanced degrees in clinical psychology, yoga, and child psychology, along with specialized training in art therapy and graphotherapy. Currently serving as the head of department and child psychologist at Thangam World School, she has also worked as an assistant professor and HOD, mentoring students and leading counseling initiatives. She has authored a book on women's mental health during COVID-19, published multiple research papers, and spoken at 30 plus national international forums on child development, stress management, and parenting. Recognized with awards such as the Best Counselor Award, Vellum Wound Excellence Award, and Young Women Entrepreneur Award, Vasavi combines clinical expertise with educational leadership. She is multilingual and actively contributes to community well-being through workshops, research, and counseling. I welcome you, ma'am, with all my heartfelt gratitude. I hope this could be an enlightening session for all of us. So now I hand over it to you.
Good evening, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes. Thank you. We welcome
Yes.
you and hope it's going to be an enlightening session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hello, all. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. How are you all today? It's not a lecture session or something else. You have to interact. You have to answer me, so that it'll be interesting. So, do you all know what we are going to discuss today? I want your answers, please. Am I audible? Is
Yes,
everything
ma'am.
fine?
You are
Yes.
audible.
Yes.
Very excited for understanding how you're going to explore shadows of childhood. It feels like an interesting topic, definitely, and because you have such expertise in child psychology, I think coming from you, it is going to be an expert idea on this topic. So now you could probably start with it.
Yes. So before we start, I wanted you all to remember one childhood memory, and I want you all to share with me, like, what is the most predominant memory you have about your childhood, so that it will be easy to connect. Whenever I say something or whenever I that will be very easy for you to connect, so that that will be easy. So I want any one examples from your childhood. It's open to all. Anyone can share. So we are just going to deal about shadows of childhood. So we are going to explore our hidden impacts of early experiences, which means that as a child, we would have experienced so many things in our life. So we want, we do have many things, and we could have got so many things from your parents and from our relatives, and we explored a lot of things from school also. So there are some regrets we'll have as an adult. So we don't know what it is, and we don't know how it reflects in our real life. So I'm going to share some light about how our childhood experiences have affected now, and the way we react matters a lot, right? So when we are a child, there are some issues with our relationships, issues with our friends. Maybe you might have experienced traumatic experiences in your life, so that will reflect you now. So we'll deal one by one. So, as I asked you, I want any one memory of your childhood. Maybe it can be positive or it can be negative, so that it will be easy for you to understand and to relate. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'd probably try to remember a positive memory. I remember, how my grandmother and I have a very close bond since my childhood itself. So it
Very
would
good.
be a very simple one, but it is a golden memory for me because, after, running around and playing around with all of my friends in afternoons when I used to come back to her, and how she used to be a little angry at the same time, she used to, feed me with all good food that she has made for me. And it's very golden for me because even if it was very simplistic, it feels like I feel very belonged and cared for at that time. And I still, she's still here and she would still do the same thing if I would be present. So that's an everlasting kind of a love for me, I'll say. So yes, this is one core childhood memory that I'm able to remember right now.
Excellent, excellent. That was really a golden moment to remember, cherish now, actually, right? So we'll have a lot of golden memories in our childhood. At the same time, we might have come across some traumas and we might have come across some issues in our life. So as an adult, when we are dealing with day-to-day activities, and we that childhood memories would have come out, and we doesn't know that this happened in our childhood. That's why we are reacting now. So we'll see one by one. What is childhood shadow actually? So Carl Jung is telling that childhood shadow is a self where you are a part of, like, you hide a lot of things, you reject a lot of things. When you are suppressed as a child, that may affect you in a lot of ways. Childhood shadows are those wounds or messages we picked up early on, often without realizing it. For example, if you are told not to cry as an adult, you maybe struggle to express your emotion, right? So in your childhood, if you're not allowed to cry, in Indian culture, we have that saying, no, as a boy, you are not supposed to cry. As a girl, you're not supposed to go there, go here, which means that it's all your emotions are suppressing in your childhood. So when you're becoming an adult, you may think that, okay, this is how we have been brought up. So we are not supposed to do all those things. And your expression of emotions has been minimized so that you cannot express freely to people and you cannot form a relationship. That's how shadow is something, your own self, which is hiding inside you. It needs a lot of attention, it needs a lot of care. That's what he meant as childhood self. So why childhood matters? So we have brain development and emotional wiring here, which means your uh, brain has a lot of good memories about you, and it is actually helping you to grow in a better way. So childhood experiences build the foundation of our emotional life. Science tells us 90% of brain development happens by age 5. That means pattern of trust, love, fear, and confidence are shaped very early. What we learn in childhood, we often carry unconsciously into adulthood. So obviously, whatever we learn from our childhood, whatever we learn from our parents, whatever we learn from our relatives, that reflects a lot in our adulthood. So obviously, childhood means foundation of adult personality. When we speak about personality, when we born, when we are meeting our elders, when we are meeting our parents, we take up a lot of things from them, we imitate them, and that's how we create personalities, and that's how our childhood is being brought up to the adulthood. And your personality is in a proper way, which means that your parents are guiding you in the right track. So your personality is groomed, your personality is imitated from your parents. So, what are the sources of shadows? Shadows, in the sense, things which you regret, things which you have been neglected as a child. So, neglect, criticism, comparison, all those things as a child you would have faced it. So that's how you are been into that feeling. Some common source of childhood shadows include neglect, criticism, and comparison with others. All of you might have come across this experience as a child, like your parents would have compared you with others. So bullying in school, parental conflict, or constant pressure to perform can also leave deep scars. So these experiences become hidden messages inside us, like, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve love. So parental conflict and bullying pressure can obviously affect your personality, and that reflects a lot in your adulthood. So when as an adult, when we face a lot of conflicts in our life, we might sometimes get scared and we don't know how to deal with it. That means during your childhood, you are not allowed to face the conflict, or you are not in this childhood shadows, we only speak about secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. So it means when you are in a secure attachment, definitely as an adult, when you're coming out of your shell, it makes a lot of chaos in your mind. That means you have less confidence to face the world. And obviously, anxious and avoidant attachment styles, you will have that regret. Like you cannot be on your own, you cannot be on your self when you are becoming an adult. So our first bond with our caregivers creates what we call attachment styles. So if parents were loving and consistent, we form a secure attachment. And but if they were absent, unpredictable or harsh, we may develop anxious, avoidant, or disorganized patterns. So these don't stay in childhood. They affect how we love, trust, and connect as an adults. So our relationship, our interpersonal relationship matters a lot. So as an adult, we are in the responsible position to create attachments, create relationships with everyone at home, at workplace, and even people whom we meet daily. So when we cannot form relationships, when we cannot have the proper attachment patterns in our brain, definitely that will affect your communication with others. So every person in the world has some childhood memory, some childhood shadow to be rectified. So as growing into adult, we are in the responsible position to take care of what happened exactly to our uh, uh, to us as an adult. So we have that inner child concept. Everybody is having that inner child concept. What is the inner child concept? Inside each of us is an inner child, the emotional self that remembers how it felt to be little. The child carries unmet needs for love, safety, and acceptance. Healing begins when we stop ignoring the inner child and start listening to them with the compassion. And everybody is having that inner child feeling. So when something is not happening as a child, even after growing up, you will have that inner child feeling. So a child inside you is craving for love, is craving for safety, and craving for acceptance. And when somebody is speaking to you in a soft manner, when somebody is there to accept you, when somebody is there to give you a comfortable feeling and safety, definitely you will feel loud. And you want that connection to that person as he is giving you love, that person is giving you acceptance. So every inner child of us is craving for something else as an adult. So when we listen to them, it will give you a lot of signs as you grow up. In small things, you sometimes you may not be noting it, but in some aspects, it is giving you signals that your inner child is not satisfied yet. Your inner child is wanting this. Your inner child is wanting this attention. But most of us will not are not ready to listen to it. Why? Because we are very busy. Our lifestyles have become completely modernized, completely missionized. So you're not ready to listen to our inner child. So at some point, when there is a problem in our life, when there is a conflict in our life, we might sit somewhere and think about why this is happening to us and why it matters. So if you listen to your inner child, definitely you will get a lot of answers for your regressions, a lot of answers for your conflicts. So how you can identify whether it's a wound of inner child, wound of unhealed childhood. So when you have low self-esteem, when you struck in a perfectionism, because due to when we speak about perfectionism, as a child, you might have been scolded a lot. You might have been got strict punishments from your parents for not doing things correctly. So how do you know you have unhealed childhood wounds? Some signs include low self-esteem, perfectionism, people pleasing, or constant fear of abandonment. These behaviors are actually coping mechanisms our younger self created to feel safe. So, people pleasing, fear of abandonment is one major sign, major red flag we have as an adult. Like you could have noticed many people that they want attention of everybody else and they don't want to ignore they don't want to be ignored. So which means that as a child they could have faced a lot of problems, they could have faced a lot of wounds in their childhood, and some people might not be accepting them, and so that as an adult they wanted attention from everybody and they want love and care from everyone. That's how their unhealed childhood wounds are reflecting as an adult. So what are the trauma triggers? So we have a lot of traumas in our childhood and a lot of triggering factors. So we call it as big T versus small t. So which means trauma can be a big T like abuse or loss, and it can be a small t also like repeated criticism or teasing. And you think that in schools or in as a child, teasing is something it is out of fun, but you don't know, in many children, in many child, it has become a trauma where they feel very low about their criticisms, that people used to criticize them, people used to tease them, but they might not coming out taking it out as a problem, but as an adult they feel that they might be ignored, they might be criticized, or they might be uh, avoided. So even small experiences when repeated can feel traumatic. As adults we get triggered when present situation remind us those old wounds. That's why someone ignoring your text can feel like rejection. It touches a childhood shadow. So as an adult, when you face criticism in your childhood, as an adult, even a small act of rejection cannot be accepted. And it reflects your childhood shadow where as a child, you are not accepted by everyone. You have been ignored by people. So it is 100% it is reflecting as an adult. So rejection is a one red flag that you face as an adult where your childhood experiences is not good with the people. So we have a lot of beliefs about childhood shadow, like I'm not enough, love must be earned, and how beliefs create self sabotage. So these wounds turn into core beliefs like you're not enough, love must be earned, or I don't deserve happiness. So these beliefs run in the background, shaping our choices in career, relationships, and self worth. Healing means replacing these with healthier truths. So nowadays you can see a lot of people are making this like inner child healing, inner child wounds, so that it is very difficult for people to understand why it happens, why everybody is talking about inner child healing. Because when your inner child is not healed properly, you cannot be successful as an adult. So what are the healing pathways? So we have therapies, a lot of therapies for that. Art therapy, child therapy, play therapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy is one beautiful therapy which can help you to understand how exactly your childhood is all about. And you can make it as a self as journaling, meditation, inner child dialogues. So self talk is one major technique where you can heal your inner child step by step. Like you can have that self talk to yourself. You can satisfy your inner child doing what makes you happy, and whenever you get a chance of doing it, definitely you can satisfy your inner child. So you can have these activities in your day-to-day life, like drawing your childhood safe place. You can imagine a situation where you had some issues in your childhood, you had some trauma from your childhood, and now if you meet your inner child in real life, how will you give you a safe place? How will you make them comfortable? That matters a lot. So you can have some drawing a safe child place. So you can heal your inner child a lot, and write a letter to your younger self. If you want to heal your younger self, you can write a letter, and those words really will heal your childhood childhood traumas. So this is how you can think about your childhood experiences, and this is how you can heal your childhood traumas. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. We can have an interaction now.
Yes, ma'am, I actually did have a question.
Yes.
It's very interesting you're talking about the concept of an inner child. Can you describe it for me? What does that mean?
Inner child.
Yes, ma'am.
So every human being is having two faces, one which you show to the reality, real life, and one you have it yourself. So as the inner voice you have, as a child, what are all the things you have missed might be saving as a trauma. So that inner trauma becomes more violent when you're not achieving few things. So your inner child is something which you expected something, but it is not happening right now. That can be called as inner child. So everybody has a childish nature in yourself, no? At some point that might come out.
Yes. So, do you think that is something which is like prevalent throughout a person's lifespan, or is it like predominant at a certain age? Uh,
Yes. Yes, it is prevalent, ma'am.
okay, okay.